This is the front, isn't it? So the steam is this side. I believe it's these two screws, which are the same size as these. So M6 by 16mm. It's sometimes good to tighten these in like with your fingers because they should be easy to tighten in. And if you're having to force them, then you could end up ruining the thread on anything really. This is the steam one, so it could get some pressure, so I'm just doing this a little bit tighter. So now is the rebuild of each of these parts. This is the OPV valve. This spring here, which is the overpressure valve spring, it goes with the rubber part. See, there's like a threaded part at the top. The threaded part is the top. When you put them in, you just want to check that the spring goes inside that part. If you place those inside, that's flat now. Just want to make sure the springs are on the sides of it. And then I think, is this again a 5? Yeah, that's a 5. So I'm going to get it ready on here. Gonna make sure this is flat. There you go. And start turning. And the tightness of this part here on this particular component is the direct contributor to your pressure through your group head. So what this is tightened to is very important. Now, I can't remember exactly how it works. I'm not sure if it's tighter is more pressure or less pressure. But I'll try not to tighten it too much. I'll leave it kind of near the top sort of thing. There's then this part. So this needs enough space. So I will need to move this down a bit. And I believe that these are these small bolts here, which are a different size to the M6 16mm. They look about half the size, both in width and length. I'm going to do these finger tight first. These little bolts. That's a 4mm Allen on these. I'm going to do those so I go to where it's tight and then I just give it a little bit. Not overboard with any of these screws. Get in there nicely. Same again, finger tight. Do them up with my fingers first. Make sure we get the threads nicely, if possible. It's quite hard at that angle. I think what we would need is to turn it on its side. There is a bit of movement here, which is interesting. I can actually see that this that I did here isn't quite flush. It perhaps doesn't need to be. Oh, so that's that. That's all on there now. Perfect. I've got my diagram here, and so I need to first put the pump back in. I can see that one of these tubes goes underneath the pump. There's a little ribbed bit at the bottom, so I'll push that on first, and then that will go in that way with that bit facing outwards. This tube goes through there. Actually, I might do that first from the other side. Just push that through. I don't know how far into the tank that needs to go. One more time. It's going to go under those wires, cables, whatever you want to call them, and attach that on. Perfect. We can pull it through now. Oh, maybe not yet. So this pump attaches onto like a bracket at the bottom here, and this attaches onto this rubber part of the pump. If you can see, there's like these parts here. I think they face downwards, and then this side, you can see it enters in like this. So this is at the back of the Gaggia Classic case, and this is towards the front, so it's going in that way, like that. Here, is that correct? It feels quite loose. Oh yeah, there you go. Not the top one, but the first like wobbly bit. Then I'll pull it through, the tube through from the other side. Yeah, that's fine like that. So I need some screws. I've noticed out of my screws, I've got 4 that look exactly the same as each other, and then I have 1 that looks different. I think that 2 must be for the pump, and 2 must be... I know there's only 1 there. This is going to be funny, isn't it, if I'm left with screws? A magnetic thing on it, as you can see. Try and get my hand in here. Quite awkward. Then I'll put the one at the top in first. No, not that bad. Okay, so I'm going to tighten it just enough so it doesn't rattle. This one comes up, goes straight into the top of the OPV valve, which at the moment is just done up finger tight because I need to test the OPV valve. And now I need to attach a pump. Well, actually, I might put this in now. Can I feed it through? I don't think I can very easily. So I'm just going to pull those out. I'm going to push this through, this hole, and then on this other side, to there. And then I'm going to take this part and push that in. And I'm going to finger tighten this up. Got to do it from that side. I just checked because of this big bolt. And then I'm going to get my 2 wrench / spanner. That's a 12mm. It's all a 12mm. My adjustable one on there. Then my 12mm on here. Doesn't quite want to go on. I might have to go the other way around. I just squeeze that a little bit so that can turn. That's not going to be moved now. Just this back round. Is in here. So I'm going to push into here. Get that in. It should just slot in. And then I'm going to do this up. Again, I don't think this needs to be tight. I'm going to get my adjustable spanner onto it. This is quite awkward. Yeah, okay, so that's on there now. Okay, knit that up just a little bit. I can't do it with my hands now. Just to give you a demo. Take its tongues out. So there we go. That's the Rancilio Sylvia V2 steam wand. That does move, it's got a bit of flex. I don't know if that's meant to happen. Yeah, I think it's fine. Steamy, steamy. You can get little drip trays here that I've seen people have 3D printed, but you could also get the Shades of Coffee steam valve like I have, and then this shouldn't leak the part that connects the OPV valve. So first things first, we want to attach this to here. This does actually go over the cables, which is interesting. So it goes around like that. I'm just kind of doing everything up to like finger tight, and then just maybe using a tool if I can just to nip it, but not a lot of pressure at all on any of these components. Right, so is that 10mm, is a 12mm. So as you see, I just did a little tiny bit, and I can't unscrew that with my hand anymore. Ensure that this isn't twisted in here, which it appears to be. So I may have to just quickly undo that and hold it as I'm tightening it up. And this one, when there's more room in here, this will obviously sit up like this. This will be in the way. It probably would have been better to tighten this one below first, because it's getting a bit tight in here now. I may have to just do it and then show you after. I've got that thread now. I've got that finger tight. I've got it now. So once that is screwed in over here, probably do that first. You can then move this sleeve over the top of it. I'm not certain what the sleeve is for. Maybe to protect from water or heat. There's one more pipe that needs attaching, and that is the pipe for the 3-way solenoid valve. Now I think it's probably silver on yours, but I put it in the citric acid solution stupidly, and it's gone black. So it's hard to see, but essentially it's just like a pinch. You can get it with some pliers, and then you can move it around and make sure that it clamps around this end. Because this side, on top of the 3-way solenoid valve, it's not really ribbed. There is a ridge, but it's not really ribbed. So first, this one down here is ribbed. This is where the waste goes at the end. That pushes on quite easily. So once your group head fills with water between the group head and the portafilter, any waste when you switch it off actually gets pushed out of this waste here and into your drip tray. So I'm just going to push this over the 3-way solenoid valve. In fact, before I do this, is it easier for me to connect the white cables? Maybe or maybe not. That's over the 3-way solenoid valve, the top of that, and it's firmly on that waste down there, which comes out into the drip tray. I'm going to use my pliers to grab this kind of pipe fitting thing. Again, I may have to do this at a less awkward angle. I don't know how much you can see of this anyway. I think I will need to grab it from above like this. Try and grab it with the tip. Yep, I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm just going to try and maneuver that very awkwardly over that. Right, and that's now grabbed that metal bit on the three-way solenoid valve. Get to? Right, I have to just turn this. Right, there we go. 10. Looking for 10. Before you put anything in, do this first. Don't do it like I'm doing it. Sweet. We are in. So now let's do fuse again. Get that out of the way. I'll make a better video next time I crack this open. Kind of learning as I go. Right. I've got that. Again, just a little tightening at the end. Right, the steam wand on. Doing that up. Little. Just turn that up. Over the top, we have 2. Here we have 5. Perfect. We have a 4. A 3. It all feels a little bit less slack now. And then from here, the 1. Is that everything connected? Basically is, yeah. So this is going to go this three-way solenoid waste. Again, very fiddly. Now I've attached these bits. This might not be the best way to do it. If you've got big hands, you might need a new route. I think. I am not going to be testing this tonight. This is purely just to get it done. So pull that through. And this now needs to go onto here. Push this into there. Tighten that up. Right. 12 mil. That little nip up. That's all in. So now this is all in, I'm going to do a little rundown of how it works. This tube here at the bottom, which goes into the base of your pump, that's connected to your reservoir. Your pump will start, it will pull water from your reservoir into the pump through this tube here. This tube here goes in over here, which is at the bottom of the OPV valve. This starts to fill up this boiler. OPV is overpressure valve. So this one here starts to fill up the boiler. Then what you have here is the three-way solenoid valve. It's three-way because it's got this tube here, and then there's 2 entries. One, it has a hole through to the boiler, and one that has a hole through to the group head. Now, when you hit the switch to brew up here, this brew switch, which I've never tried, when you hit the power button, your boiler will begin to heat up to brew temperature, and the other LED will turn on when it's ready. When you hit this brew button, what it will do is, this is magnetic inside here, it will create an opening and it will allow water from the boiler to flow into the group head. Then when you turn this off, it will change again, the OPV valve will, and it will eject water out of this black tube, out of your waste into your drip tray. This tube at the top of here, connected to the OPV valve, if the pressure starts to build up and there is too much pressure, water will be discharged out of this tube here back into your reservoir. And that's kind of how everything works. This is the steam pressure valve, so when you hit the steam, this will open up, this starts the pump to create the pressure. That's pretty much it. It's nearly there. That needs to go into there with this. And I haven't reattached the group head and boiler. That'll be helpful to attach. I thought I'll go to max, and then I've got loads of time. Drip tray in. I think technically on a flat surface this should be flat. Yeah. So that should mean, yeah. So with the drip tray in, I can still fit that under drinks, even when this is in. Because this boiler apparently doesn't pre-fill, what I need to do is apparently I need to press these 1, 2, 3 in quick succession so that it comes through the steam wand, and when I start to see water through the steam wand, that means the boiler is full. Then apparently I need to completely open this, so I'll open that all the way, which I think is anti-clockwise. Once that's done, that means I should be able to then test water's coming through this correctly, and then I can check in here, check there's no leaks. I haven't turned this on since doing everything, so fingers crossed this works. Okay, it's quite loud. It definitely vibrates. Oh yeah, I can see water. There's water in here. Very good. So that means the boiler's full. So this is with the IMS shower screen. It's a nanotech. I've seen people that always like the nanotech ones, but this one looks like it's doing pretty well. It's good for me. I suppose I don't really know what I'm looking for, but there's a lot of water coming down. It's not coming down like it is from around the sides a lot. Enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I upload weekly on Fridays, so maybe see you in the next one.